Hello, I'm going for a walk. It's Thanksgiving, and we're going to do a walk we've done before, but it's Thanksgiving, and things look quite a bit different than the last time I went down through here. So let's walk, and I'll talk. You listen, and you like and subscribe, right? Okay, here we go. There's Dakota's butt. She's smelling for something. And there's a big pond that they left up here, so I'm gonna go this way. It rained a little last night, but it's not too mucky. Excuse me, my nose is running. Eventually we're gonna cut up over that rise into the golf course. Actually, I'd probably do it right over there. Because it's Thanksgiving Day, and I don't think anyone will be out there because I'm pretty sure the clubhouse is closed. Though who knows? People are obsessive with that game. They might have gone out and gone, I don't need no stinking golf cart, and head up there. This is the famous Portland Arch that is just a landmark that everyone goes to. I guess it's an old culvert or something. Probably went into that hole right there. Who knows? This is steep. Let's see if I can get up it without falling down. Oh, somebody's been along through here and slipped. You can see their foot dragged. And Dakota's loving this part because she can run around in the weeds. I'm sure there's something in there. How far is it over to the golf course? God, these dang Japanese honeysuckles just make a snarled mess out of everything. Here we go. This looks like it's a deer track through here. Hey, Dakota. Hey, there's a hole. Yep, she would like that. But I think she senses there's something afoot. Oh yeah, this is definitely a path through here. And unlike a lot of deer paths, it's actually tall enough for a human to walk through. I am layered up today because it's cold. I don't know. It's chilly. It's not very windy. Actually, it's not windy at all. I would say that this is calm. It's 38 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 4 degrees Celsius, and 55% humidity. I'm heavily layered up. I did discover I've only got 3 pairs of pants, I think. I know I've got another box of pants somewhere, but I've only got 3 pairs of pants that I can button up over my long johns in with my shirt stuffed in. So that was kind of demoralizing. It's time after today, because today is, we're gonna feast on the roast beef. Made a roast beef arm roast with potatoes, turnips, carrots, onion, and later today, it's cooked on low all night long in the slow cooker. Later today, I will fish everything out but the liquid, get that burling, and make a gravy out of it, and then put everything back into the slow cooker. Get it all good and mixed up. That beef all shredded. There's a bone in that roast, so somebody's gonna be very happy about that. Of course, that means that now for the next week or so, I'll hear all the time, because those beef bones, they don't get eaten very easily. Pork, or sadly chicken, she always finds chicken. Chicken bones don't last any time at all. And by the time I realize she's picked it up, it's too late. Wow, look at her go. She's way over there. And she is booking it. Yeah, she's got to love this. Oops, sorry, finger. There she plunges into the woods. It's overcast. It's starting to show little bits of blue through the clouds. The sun actually has come out for a few seconds twice since I left the house. Actually, it didn't start poking through until I got over to Portland Wharf Park, which is back over there. I don't know how long that is, probably about a quarter of a mile from the backside of the golf course to Portland Wharf Park. It poked through for, literally 1 second. I started making a dog walk update, which I then let run too long because I decided to include too many topics. By the time I could actually get the camera started, the sun had already gone back in. So hopefully looks like it's trying to come out right now. Though I don't see blue sky through there, but sun's right up there. Yeah, I don't see anybody. I really doubt there's going to be anybody out here. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll go walk all the way over to the to where the smokestacks used to be, and go through a little bit of Shawnee Park, and then head back home. Get that food prepped. Get something in my belly because I should have eaten more than just a little breakfast bar before I left the house. Get that metabolism running. Started eating oatmeal, hoping that will help with the fiber and everything. But I unfortunately cannot stand that stuff unless it's got some cream and sugar in it. So who knows? Might as well just have a donut, I guess. I don't know. They make oat donuts. That'd be interesting. There's the Sherman Mint Bridge, or at least the approach to it over there. And I'm just going to go straight up over the top of this because that's where Dakota went. I want to see where she went. There's a tee up here, or not a tee, a green for the sports ball. Yep, I've lost my dog. I'm sure she's off in the woods somewhere around here. Yeah, she absolutely loves this. She could just run and run and run. Oh, there she is. Way over there. Did you figure out where I was? Yeah, I'm coming. Seriously, I'm coming. Okay. I'm gonna turn this off, put it back in my pocket, put my glove back on for a minute. It's just chilly enough that my fingers are starting to get numb. I'll be back probably on the other side of the bridge. Oh boy. After about 2 miles, the internal temperature comes up, and boy, I had to open everything up, get some air in here, and lift my side wings. Oh, here. That's not good. Dakota just vanished into the woods here. Oh, I hear crashing around in there. We usually walk along that little path through the woods there, but I just thought, since we have the golf course free to ourselves for the first time it's not winter yet, but you know what I mean. When it snows, we have it to ourselves, which is a ton of fun. Because there's always a bunch of geese out here when there's no people, and she loves to chase the geese, which is one of the most fruitless pursuits in the history of pursuits, because by the time she's 100 feet away from them, they're already 15 feet off the ground. But there's goose has been through here. Ooh, look, sports ball. I like to take these things and actually put them in the holes so that people are confused when they come up onto the green. What are you looking for? I've got a rant. This is a multi-layered. I was thinking about it as I was walking. Main thing I kind of want to talk about is this kind of timid weasel language that the big media outlets are using when they talk about this administration. Forbes just recently had a thing about how ICE had detained, what's her name, Carolyn Leavitt, the lying, dim-witted blonde that is the spokesperson, as per the way that, did you get it? No, almost. I don't know why that gives me so much delight. Someone come up, hey, there's a hole in one. One of us got a hole in one. It's like, this isn't one of our walls. She had a member of her family detained by ICE, but Forbes said that a woman with ties to Carolyn Leavitt was arrested by ICE. She's the mother of her nephew. She's a member of the family. And it's this sort of like language that's sort of divorced from reality to try not to offend the thin-skinned felon in chief. It's just disgusting. And of course she's had nothing to say about it, because why would the little blonde bitch? Or probably if she did say something about it, she'd lie. I don't even know who she is. Like Trump. So have you ever noticed how he doesn't seem to know anything? He's always, they'll ask about what is just a huge thing in the news, and probably one of the biggest things in the news from the last 2 days. Oh, I don't know anything about that, or I don't even know who they are. And they just whoever stands up and says, how in the world do you not know this? Are you that ignorant of what's going on in the world? How is it possible for you not to know that? I'm sure that journalist and the newspaper or television station or whatever that they work for would be banned from the White House for a while, but it would be worth it. They should be given the Pulitzer. None of them has the balls to do that. The closest it comes is that, oh shoot, I can't remember her name, the reporter from ABC that he's snapped at repeatedly. I don't know why he hasn't pulled her press credentials yet. I guess it's because she's purdy, because that's all that matters to that shallow, worthless piggy. Now there's another thing, the piggy. Oh look, another sports ball. All right. Oh. And just put that in my pocket until I get to another green. Yep, yeah, it's all closed up. Good. So I don't have to worry about getting hit on the head with a golf ball. Dakota blasted into the woods back there. She'll catch up. She's probably on the other side by now. Yeah, there's a bit of a ditch here. I'm gonna have to go around this. The kind of pretending that what he says makes sense and just needs to be interpreted. It doesn't make sense. He's got dementia. The man is just completely disjointed from reality. I mean, he's just a psychopathic liar. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Of course, he's got an administration full of psychopathic liars. Now, whether it's just because they're sycophants and will do anything to please the great leader, that's a good question. One thing I gotta wonder about the language that these, geez, it's full of water. I don't even know if I can jump over this part. Oh, good, there's a culvert down here. I'm kind of wondering if a lot of these news organizations just they're not sort of hedging their bets, but in case he becomes a dictator, so that he's gonna become a dictator and let any of them continue to exist. Oh, here she comes. Yeah, these are not good times, y'all. keep saying that gas is below $2 a gallon. It's like, where the fuck do you live, dude? Well, I can tell you one thing. He doesn't live in the real world, because I doubt he's personally bought gas in 20 years. Well, I don't know. When he was, before he started running from New York, he was kind of a pathetic, bankrupt, broke media whore. So he probably did pump his own gas in 2014. I love the fact that so many maggots thinks that, oh, there goes a deer. I don't think she saw it though. It's way over there. I don't know if you can see it looking through there. Should hit an open spot here in just a second. Nope, turned into the woods. Well, that's why she's been so animated. There's deer running around out here because there's no people. I wonder how long it would take for this to just become forest again if we all went away. Probably not very long. The amount of fertilizer and crap they've poured onto this. Though that kind of chemical fertilizer doesn't hang around very long. It has to wash into the river and kill all the fish outside the mouth of the Mississippi, because America. Am I done ranting? I think I am. Yeah, it's starting to clear off over that way. So, I don't know. It may be sunny by the time we're halfway home. Yeah, you can even see where they've sprayed these little ridges. It's probably a combination of fertilizer and seed for this, but I'm glad I'm not obsessed with grass. I've got a neighbor. He's really nice. I really like him a lot. He's just a couple of houses down the street from me. And his grass is immaculate. I mean, there's not anything that isn't this one type of grass that he's got raised. And he's gone so far. He's right next to the interstate, and there's a chain link fence there. And he's gotten a key to the gate there, and he mows. There's sort of like a concrete drainage thing that goes from the street towards the side of the interstate, and then I'm sure runs down here to the river. Actually, it probably comes out over there by the bridge. We can't see this end of the bridge anymore. It's down this way, Dakota. I'm gonna walk on this road. Oh yeah, we're about to get some sun. Yay. Yeah, he mows this huge area of well, it's not huge. It was a pretty good sized area on the other side of this chain link fence, which is also seeded and immaculate all the way over that concrete drainage. And then it's just weeds on the other side because the state or the Department of Transportation or whoever it is that takes care of the sides of the interstate only mows it about 3 times a year. Which in my opinion is too many times. I think they ought to do it once in the spring and then just leave it until the next spring. That would keep down any saplings right next to the road, but also let nature do its thing. I really wish they'd plant more flowers and stuff too. That's one thing they have done around the city is in the medians or whatever you call the areas in between the various spurs of the interstates. They've planted a whole lot of daffodils and crocuses and whatnot. Mostly daffodils. I haven't seen any tulips out there. Man, I'm starting to get warm. I wonder if the temperature's gone up. I wish there was more of that. I wish there's more of just planting like native plants like coneflower and black-eyed Susans and sun chokes, as they now call them, because Jerusalem artichoke is somehow racist. That is native, right? Which I guess makes calling it Jerusalem artichoke kind of just weird, if nothing else. And other flowers like that. There's a ironweed, etc. They could, if they just seeded, once every 3 or 4 years, just seeded the sides of the interstate, and then just stopped mowing any further than, 10 feet away. Just enough room, like if a car wants to get all the way off the road, they can without getting, falling into a hole they can't see. But there's no reason to go, 50, 100 feet away from the road. I mean, there's zero reason for that. As long as you don't let it get so tall that you can't see a deer, which would be the only thing I could think of, really. I don't know. I guess you might want to be able to see a dog or a bobcat or who knows. There's a mountain lion. There was a mountain lion that was unfortunately shot south of here. I don't know if that's the first. Oops. All right, there's a deer over by the fence, and Dakota has not seen it, and it is fleeing. You got a ways to go, buddy. The fence goes way back that way. Got caught out in the open. Luckily, Dakota's oblivious. And I got my finger in it again. I decided to order a selfie stick. Just so that I don't have to carry it in my hand like this. I've got my hand gets tired, and B, my arm gets tired just from staying in the same position. So I've got it up just under my chin, kind of, to try to give a proper perspective. Dakota's found a puddle over there. I don't guess she's going to go check on her groundhog. There's a groundhog that lives over in one of those backyards. I can't remember which one. And hey, there's the sun. Dee 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 dee. Well, that's nice. It might end up being a pretty day this afternoon. I've got some stuff I want to do out in the yard. Actually, I just want to clean up the front porch. I had to move my wood shop, because the storage was just kind of stupid expensive, and I moved it to another place, and then he wanted a fortune for what was a fairly small space, and it was not ready. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna set up. I've got an entire big empty room in the middle of my house. I'll set up my work benches and whatnot in there, and then I'll keep my big heavy sawdust and chip producing tools like my planer and my table saw and some other things out by the back door, and then I'll just keep my shop vac handy, and every time I do something on the bench that produces sawdust, I'll just vacuum it up, and also do all my sanding outside. But right now my porch has a lot of wood and whatnot stacked up on it, and plus my ex she collected furniture like, I don't know, like we were gonna have 1,000 people over for a party, and I think the most people we ever had over for anything was like 4. And we had enough, there's enough chairs on the front porch for probably 10 people. No, more than that. There's a love seat, that's 2, possibly 3. There's 4 kitchen chairs. There's 4 metal chairs that have like a plastic weave on them. There's 4 more really nice metal folding chairs with the cloth back and bottoms. There's a kind of a fancy chair that I don't even know why we have that. And what else is on? I think there's another chair too. That's a wicker chair. Oh, and there's a rocking chair I've got out there because it's the only place I can think of to put it. Rocking chairs are a pain in the ass. They take up so much floor space. My folks have one in their kitchen. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. And it is how to skin the tops of your feet or your shins, because they stick out, and you can't put it all the way back against the wall because has the legs behind it, the rockers behind it. And there's no space really to put it sideways where it would be safe. And it's only used to pile jackets in, which is a good use for it. It does have little spindly things on the top of the back. And so right in here's where I saw the 2 bald eagles in one day. At least I think one of them was a bald eagle. I've heard that the golden eagles sometimes will migrate through here. So it might have been a bald eagle, but I think it was a golden eagle, but I think it was an immature bald that I saw. Oh, how weird is that? A little rectangle of bright green grass, or dark green grass, surrounded by kind of dead. Oh shoot, I forgot to put my sports ball in here's a hole for the sports ball. Can I get my hand out of my pocket? Oops. Let's see if I can hit this one. What's the lay look like, George? I don't know. Oh, that wasn't very good. Alrighty, I'll try it again. Nope. What are all these little holes? Oh, I think people stick stuff in the ground to mark. I don't think you're allowed to wear cleats anymore, from what my bass player said. He plays golf every once in a while. Though he went out, he really got into it, was out doing it a lot, and then kind of hurt his shoulder and just completely quit, which seems kind of weird to me. You would think you would, just recover and then go out and not play a strenuous game, just knock the ball. Don't try to send it. But I think he's at that level where he's good enough to really send the ball down the whatever you call this lane, the course, the pitch, sports ball terms. So it probably is not very satisfying to just sort of dink it halfway down and then go down and dink it again. And but I don't know. I was never able to get much range, even though my grandfather thought that I had a really good swing. We did play golf in the desert one time with a putter. That was kind of fun. So we would just set something up that you had to hit and then take turns biffing it. All right, we're about to enter the woods here. Boy, this has been a long, non-stop take. It'll make the editing easier when I'm out. There's they've done something over there. I don't know what that is. I would go back through the woods, but it's definitely going to be pretty muddy down in there. You can see how muddy it is along the sides here. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Here's that weird structure I showed last weekend, I think. Let's see if I can hold this so that I can zoom and see what that thing is. Huh. I don't know. Looks like they graded it down and then had put down straw and seeded it. Don't know why. And Dakota has decided she's got to get way up ahead. Okay, I'm going to put this back in my pocket again, let my fingers get their feeling back. I'll come back once we get over to the, that's on the other side of the smokestacks. All right, well, when I get to the boat ramp, I'll bring you back. We are at the boat ramp. There's some people down there. They appear to be fishing. There's that thing over there. It looks like it's a concrete pad, actually. I guess I just didn't be able to see the cover with garbage, or I just didn't notice it. They just recently put it in. It doesn't look recent, though. So I don't know. Maybe I just never noticed it. That would be shocking. So, there's not much left of this thing anymore. The right-hand side is gone. Just rubble. There's just that little tiny bit of the base left. Still a lot of, probably, well, it looks like all the copper's gone. I'm sure they took that down first. And then there's all these towers for the power towers. So that's all that's left of that. So now we're going to, let's zoom out a little bit more. Sorry, got my finger in there again. I've really got to get something to hold this thing with so I can do that stuff. Dakota and I are gonna, I don't know, should we head back? I kind of think we should. But at the same time, I kind of want to go to the other end of the park. Well, there was nobody here when I got here, and now there's 2 more cars. Well, I mean, there were 2 down at the bottom of the thing, but I couldn't see them until I got to the top of the ramp. Yeah, look at this blue sky showing all over the place. Alrighty, I'm going to come back once we're on the trail in here. I guess I am going to go at least halfway through the park. And I guess that's how some people are going to spend their Thanksgiving Day. It's riding a Harley with the, or a motorcycle. It sounded like a Harley, but who knows? With the music playing as loud as they can get it. There's a barge full of coal. I guess that's coming from Mr. Peabody's coal mines. Mr. Peabody's coal barge done hauled it away. And Dakota's going to scout ahead, make sure there aren't any vicious Santa mules laying in wait. I don't wonder what she's thinking is like, is it just find something, find something, find something? Oh, there's a lot of these little nuts. I should see what one of those is. There was one of them with the shell off of it already. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here's one. Yeah. Come on, focus. That may be what's called a pig nut hickory, because it looks like a nut, and it's no, I can't come up with I'm gonna try to do like sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, but I mean, it looks like a pig's testicles, I'm gonna guess. Never seen one of those, actually. I've been in the presence of the removal, but did not bother to look at them. I've got to say, the sound of a pig getting its nuts removed is not good. They don't like it one bit. They're not being removed. They are being constricted to where they just fall off eventually. They put a rubber band around the scrotum, and it cuts off all the blood supply, and eventually the thing just withers and drops off. And then you have a fat, happy pig that's not going to grow tusks, and it's not going to try to murder you. I wonder if those guys are getting some turkey and stuff. Or a roast beast. Well, I guess Dakota's decided we're not going to turn here. Actually, I've lost track of her She had gone. She went way up ahead. Oh, there she is. All right, we'll go to the next one. I'm not going to go all the way to the end, though. I feel like going and making myself a sandwich, doing some cleanup on the porch, and then eating me some roast beef with some vegetables. I wonder if I should do the gravy when I get back and let it sit for a while. Nah, first world problems. I'm glad I wore my sunglasses, then realized it was super dark with them on. Oh, shoot, they're about to drop them. Get back in that pocket. And I might actually need them on the way back. Well, the leaves are almost completely gone. A lot of these leaves will hang out through the winter. That is a gum. I think those are gum balls that are hanging from it. Vicious, pointy bastards. You can see some big nests left from last spring. I wonder if they'll get revisited. That one looks big enough to be a hawk's nest almost. Not one of the big ones, but Cooper's hawk or something in that size range. And it looks like somebody came down here and dumped their garbage. How nice of them. It's like, what? Or nope, that's just an exploded limb that fell. Whereas at one point there was somebody brought a whole truck of like a refrigerator and furniture that was busted up, and it was here and a TV, and it was here for like 6 months before they finally cleaned it up. It's like, you don't have people that just kind of patrol around and take care of that stuff. I mean, I know they've got people that just patrol around, but apparently taking care of stuff is not their purview. They just, I guess they just check trash cans and that's it, because they don't fix the water fountains in this park. I think I griped about that last time. A little bit, a tiny little bit. We were up over there where there's actually we're past the baseball fields down there back there. And where did she go? Oh, there she is. It's so funny, I can hear her, but she's so hard to see. Sometimes I'm just kind of guessing where she's gotten to. Okay, the way out of here is that blue sign up there. Well, I kind of pointed out that there were bat boxes. I think I saw like another 8 after I pointed out those first couple of them. So they put quite a few up in here. I hope they're being used, during the summer. Right now, they're probably all have gone into hibernation. Well, there's something going on up here. All right, I've got to put my glove back on. My fingers are cold. Okay, well, this is a surprise. There's a party going on up here. Cool. Well, I mean, I guess that's one way to spend Thanksgiving. Go to the park and hang out with a bunch of other people. I'm going to go up here on the levee and I'll start over so I can get a view of the whole thing. Okay, wow. Let's zoom. There's a tent over there. This dude over here's got a grill set up, barbecue. Huh. Well. Neat. All right. Another view. People people just driving across this, I guess, trying to. The traffic's just stopped over there. There's bouncy castles. There's that huge tent. But look at all the cars. There's so many people up here. Another person cutting through. And here comes this Jeep. They've given up. I guess they thought they were going to cruise. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sort of a community Thanksgiving thing going on. All right, Dakota, let's head home. Look at the burl on that oak tree. Man, look at all the... This is crazy. People just streaming in here. Huh. This is interesting. I did not know that this happened. Jeep? Boy, they got a collection of duckies in that Jeep. Wonder how that started. If only I had access to all the information known to mankind. Now Dakota is ahead of me right now because she knows we're headed towards her groundhogs. She hasn't caught one of these. The other day she got number 10. Boy, she's got it down to a science now. We were walking and we came, there's a row of little old houses. This is over on the other side of the railroad tracks. Man, it's really starting to clear off nicely now. We went past this house. There's an empty lot where I don't know. At the corner there was some kind of business that has been torn down recently, and I don't really know for sure if that lot's been empty for a long time or what. But she caught a groundhog trying to get back underneath of the house. Just caught it like right out in the open, and it made as fast as it could waddle back towards the house. But she caught it about you goof. Are you happy to be out here? You silly dog. Man, she caught that thing. 2 shakes and it was over. She's really, she's a murder machine when it comes to those. She only half-heartedly every once in a while chases a squirrel, which was something that Banjo was, my dog before her, was incredibly good at. He caught, I can't remember, 20-something squirrels that he managed to run down. And he would throw those things around like dolls for as long as I would let him, until I took it away from him. But at some point, there was one day when, he chased him and chased him and chased him. I think he was about 3, maybe, or 2 or 3. And one of them went to the left around the tree, and he went to the right around the tree, and he caught it on the backside. And from that point on, he just, every time he would get one out in the open, it was over. I'm not sure if he was faster than Dakota. He had longer legs. He was definitely taller. Oh, look at that car. Oh, well, I don't have time to zoom. Don't know what that was. Looks like maybe a Cadillac or a big Buick or some kind of 70s car. And it did not have the giant rims on it. It looked like it was kind of stock looking. Yeah, Banjo would just destroy those squirrels every time he got a chance. Now there's, I think it's over by that tree. It's where there's a whole bunch of groundhog holes, but I haven't actually seen one in forever, and they don't. Last few times I've been down through here, they haven't looked like they're actually active. Usually, if they're active, they've dug out around the openings. But let's go over here and see. I would imagine they kind of give this a... No, this tree or that tree? Where's there? Is there a tree missing? There is. Oh, they finally took this one down. Well, it was dying. But it wasn't completely dead. They should have left it up for the woodpeckers and stuff. I don't know, I guess maybe it dropped too many big limbs. Well, this is where his groundhogs used to be. They had a den under the tree, and I think I just actually stepped into the remains of one of their holes. Now we are going to head down. So this is Southeastern Parkway. There's a little zigzag around this big stupid yard here. I think I've griped about that before. It's like, why in the world are you mowing this enormous space? I mean, there's got to be enough room for maybe 10 football fields up there. And the most I've ever seen is lines for 2. You know, I'm sure high schools or whatever practicing. And some people, it sounds like, are already getting wild out there with their... Yep, all eating donuts. Or just burning out, but... Hey, who cares about tires? They're cheap. Oh, yeah, this is Southeastern Parkway. I can't remember what it turns into here because it goes left, then runs along the park over there. But I wonder if all these cars are going to there, because this is super busy right here. Hold up. Stay. Good girl. Hey, come here. Stay. Okay, go. Well, I guess we're going that way. All right, I'm going to turn this off and put my glove back on again. Well, Dakota's decided we're going to go down this street. I don't even know what the number is on this street. I wasn't paying attention. Hi, kitty. Sorry that doggy chased you. Well, he chased her about 2 feet. She went under the fence, got away. It's not like he would do anything to a cat. It's kind of funny. He caught one time, and then he did like he does with a sock up, a big orange cat. He just went on its back. I think it confused the crap out of that cat. I made him leave it alone. There's 2 kitties in the yard. There's 2 cats in the yard. Or no, those aren't cats. Oh, one of them is. Or no, it is 2 cats. Hi, pretty. You're a handsome tuxedo. And you're a pretty black kitty with a little white spot. Let's see if Dakota leaves them alone. She took off down this street, and now her and that nose. Come on. Come on. Leave those cats alone. Come here. Hey. Good girl. You guys just don't even care, do you? Boy, they were, after I stopped the camera rolling, that's right. I'm going to use some retro language there for how cameras work. After I stopped it, the race car folk came right past and just were blasting out their stupid straight pipe racing engines, and I can understand the enjoyment of the power and etc. from those, but man, when you tune them for off-road racing and then you drive them on the street, you're just an asshole. It's just way too loud to be driving through neighborhoods. Wow, look at the size of that tree. Wonder how old it was. Not very. Look at the size of those rings. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So, 50 or 60 years old? Boy, big for that old. Probably tapped into the sewer. This one's been cut so long you can't see the rings anymore. Oh, look at that car. Okay, That's new to that building. I've been keeping an eye on that building forever because it's really cool. And it looked like it was starting to fall down. It's lost some of its details up there under the eaves. And but it looks like somebody's in there now. I think it's got new windows. But at the same time, now it's got junk cars. So that's a pretty cool car. Oh look, solar panels, yay. Okay, we're at Market Street. So I'm gonna go down Market Street because I just found a girl's school ID for the Shawnee Academy, which is right down here. So I'm gonna go stick it through the front door and then head home. Alrighty, I'll come back. There's the Shawnee Academy. Walking along Market Street here. Boy, these houses around here all look remarkably the same. This style that's up here on the left, there's like 3 blocks of just houses that look exactly like that down that way. We are going to cross despite the fact that it says don't. So I'm going to come over here and place this girl's ID in the door. And then we will head home because we're just about home. We're at 41st Street. So not that far to go. Okay. So let's see if I can find some place to put this. Is that a mailbox? Yeah, I think it is. Well, maybe not. I don't know. What do I do with it? I'm going to what is this box? Blood and urine specimens. No, I don't want that. Well, just gonna put it right there. Sorry, Dakota. Couldn't get it inside because I don't see where the mailbox is. Look at these names. Mark, that's the first normal one, or normal, but from my age. There's Matthew. There's Joseph. Wow. So Nicola and Jaden Spellberg, Adrian Normal, Baraka, Zed or Ved, Shelby, Michael. That was Michael. Alice, Tania, Chavez. Oh, there was a long series of them that they were all just wild names. Oh, these are honor students. Yeah, okay, it's starting over again. Okay, there's a normal, quote unquote. I guess Reed and Lane, that's kind of an old one, really. Liberty Wataka. Yeah. Keyshawn. They're fun to say. So, I don't know. What are we going to do? Let's go through this parking lot over here, Dakota, and we'll wind our way back over to Duncan Street. Let's just keep going this way. There's an Indy's fried chicken down here. Pretty good fried chicken, I gotta say. It's not quite up to New Orleans Popeyes. Which the Popeyes up here are really good, but I think they skimp on the heat for these Yankees up here. Come on, Dakota. Dakota, come. Stop sniffing around the toilets, around the garbage can. Come on, let's go. And into the alleys. Wow, it's really turning pretty. I don't think we'll go in the alleys, actually, at least not yet. Let's go over down the street. This will be 40th, I think. Yeah, 40th, and then. So we're in the Shawnee neighborhood now, but we're right on the edge of it. I think the border between Shawnee and Portland neighborhoods is the 38th Street. I'm guessing that from looking at old maps that actually have the neighborhoods laid out pretty clearly on them. There were fewer buildings back when those were. I smelled only a couple of barbecues walking around. I kind of expected to smell more people smoking their meats for Thanksgiving, but maybe I missed it. I guess a lot of people have their Thanksgiving around noon. It's about 3 right now. I think we left the house at 1. I forgot to turn on my walk meter doohickey. Somebody's got a water leak that they need to take care of. Come on! You and that nose. That could get expensive pretty quick, that water leak. It's amazing how many thousands of gallons you can lose in just a few days. They've got this thing now. It's actually kind of cool because all the meters are, they don't even have to open the manhole covers now to read them. Which maybe that's the reason they replaced them all with plastic, but I don't think. I mean, I would think that you could just attach the antenna to the metal and it would read. But instead, we've got these dumb things that are, well, at least that one doesn't say do not step. There are a lot of those. That was their first bunch of them. It said do not step, and they're in the middle of the sidewalk, or even better, in people's driveways where they're going to drive on them. Do not step. Give me a break. I'm convinced that somebody got bribed a huge amount of money for that, because it's just dumb. I mean, it is. These metal ones have been here for, like this one. So this is an old water one. That's probably been there for, I don't know, 70, 80 years, if not longer. But hey, let's put something in that's guaranteed to break down into microplastics in the next decade or two, maybe. I wonder if Bite Size is out here today. Little dog at this house at the corner of the alley. Not this weird house. What a strange thing that house is. She's got a little bitty tiny dog that is, I mean, a half, if not a third, the size of the groundhogs that she murders on a regular basis. Though I don't know how much of groundhogs is just floppy skin and how much of it is the actual meat and bones underneath of them. My dad's dad, swore up and down that one of the best things he ever ate was a roast groundhog, which I don't know is kind of believable. I mean, they're rodent, and rabbit is delicious. Squirrel is delicious. So I would think a big fat groundhog might be pretty damn good. Now, I don't know how greasy they'd be. My stepson used to make fun of me every time I'd say greasy instead of greasy. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I've heard greasy from all over the country, and it's like, how do you pronounce E-A-S-Y? You don't pronounce it E-C. I came up with an entire litany of E-A-S-Y words that, I mean, not litany, but there were several that are definitely pronounced with a Z sound instead of an S. And then I heard somebody from Sacramento, California say greasy. So it's definitely not a regional Kentucky thing. I don't know where he got his accent from. His folks his mom's from Florida. His dad's from up here, but I think he'd lived down in Florida for quite a while before she was born, before he was born. And they moved up here when he was 1, I do believe. So he should have an accent that's from Louisville, but I don't know. A lot of the kids from Louisville sound like the TV, and not like they're from Kentucky. Boy, there's a weird. Ooh, are these plastic? No, it's metal. Tacky. I'm gonna come get those things. I've got a huge collection of pulls and knobs that I've collected over the years from the garbage, and probably ought to group them into packages and try to sell them. I guess I would do that with eBay. I don't know. Not even sure how I would ship something like that. They're probably kind of dumb expensive to ship. Not light. I probably couldn't compete with Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever anyway. I am going to put some jeans up on eBay today. In addition to all the jeans today that I found that they just don't fit. I got an inch and a half. There's a couple of them 2 inches. Can't even get them over my thighs anymore. And God knows how long it's been since they would actually fit. Well, there's that turkey was out here yesterday. Why? Gonna eat some of it. Just eat some and let's go. Yeah, it looks delicious. Come on. It looks like a one that was pre-deep fried. I don't know if they thawed it out too early or why. There's a pizza, a chicken. I don't know if they're leaving this out for strays or squirrels or birds, but they did. Now I'm going to have to get her off of that. Dakota, come on. You don't need to eat a whole turkey. Come on. But I want to. Yeah, come on, Dad. Let me eat this turkey. I'm going to have to get her off of it. All right. We're going to cut through the park, and that's probably where I'll end this thing. Man, you can tell it's cold. The volume of this gas thing is... You can hear it from half a block away now. It's not quiet in the summer, but it's very loud in the winter. I remember during snowpocalypse when it was, in the teens. Man, it's crazy loud. Still got some Halloween decorations up. And that little park is on the other side of those houses. Look at how small those houses are. I think there's if that one's laid out the way most of those are, there's 4 rooms. There's a room you walk into, then straight in front of you would be the kitchen on the right at the back. And then on the left is a room. And then at the back on the left, there's a bathroom. And that's the whole house. And they usually have a basement too, but I don't think most of these... Oh, gee, somebody's burning plastic. A lot of these, the windows are too small for them to make bedrooms or anything in, because you got to be able to climb out the windows to have a bedroom, or at least a legal bedroom. Dakota, come on, stop eating everything you find. She did not want to stop eating that turkey, and before I could get to her, she got to that pan and grabbed herself a chicken leg and ran off with it. Come on. Oh, crackers? You're so piggy. Fatty, fatty, fat, fat. Yeah, I've been making fun of her like that since the first time I took her to the vet, because the vet was like, she's overweight. I'm like, you're kidding me. She's just solid muscle. So ever since then, and then now at this point, it's like, okay, she's a 5-year-old female dog that's fixed, and she has a waist. I really don't think that she's overweight. Is your buddy out? I don't see him. I'm sure he's inside. They're probably out somewhere. Dakota, what in the world? How are you finding all this food? And why are people throwing it in their yards? Let's go. Scoot. You can walk and eat. Or you should be able to. Okay, the park is right up there. And I'll end this thing in the park. You ready? Go get him. Go on, go get him. What am I supposed to be getting? Where do I go to get him? I want to get him. Where are they? Go get him. What are them? I'm a dog. I just know that there might be something for me to chase out here. But before that, I've got to go over here and drink out of this pan. I've got to wash down that turkey. Alrighty, well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Go home and get myself something to eat, and I'll probably, before I go work on the porch, put this thing together and post it so that you can join me for my Thanksgiving walk. And I would like to thank you for joining me on my Thanksgiving walk. And until next time, have a great one, and release the Epstein files. Still haven't done that. Will they ever? Who knows? Probably not. You gonna say goodbye, Dakota? I don't talk, my dog. I have other things to do. I'm giving you the big egg. I got better things to think about.